Good morning, everybody. Shift your mindset here. I was a little bit absent the last days, but our cat, Baloo, is already gone for 5 days. And we can't find him, so we were looking for him. I don't know where he is. Somewhere in the jungle. I think behind the house, in the indigenous forest. But of course, he always comes home every day. So we were looking for it. But he's still out there, and I trust that he finds his way home. Today's episode, I want to talk to you about the Czech Jehovah Witnesses who fear deregistration. We have Norway. Denmark is busy with them. And now also the Czech government in Europe is busy with deregistration for Jehovah Witnesses. And what is going on? On the 18th of December, so a little bit more than a week ago, the Czech branch put out a letter to the congregations concerning the government is looking to deregister Jehovah Witnesses as a religion. I think they're also gonna follow Norway, because in February, I believe, there's a court case again. And I think Norway is a little bit of an important one when other governments are gonna follow. But also the East European countries are not a big fan of Jehovah Witnesses. We know Russia already has its problems with Jehovah Witnesses, but now also close by, the Czech government is looking into it. And the announcement was as following. To all congregations in the Czech Republic. In recent months, the branch office has learned about steps being taken by independent divisions of churches and religious organizations under the Ministry of Culture of the Czech Republic, which could lead to the deregistration of our legal entity, NSSJ. The government states that some principles of our teaching, and they're gonna name 2 principles. The Bible principle, abstaining from blood. In cases where parents decide about minor children. So the Czech Republic goes after them because of their vision on blood, and especially when the child is a minor. Second one, biblical principles to limit social contact with those who have been disfellowshipped. It's in the letter. I thought it was removed, but they still call it disfellowship. So, you see, the hidden agenda is we give it another name and we say to Norway that there is now limited social contact only in the congregation, but they don't mention that, of course. But here it's been those who have been disfellowshipped or have disassociated themselves from the congregation. Those 2 principles are problematic for the Czech government. A decision of deregistration could mean that we lose the ability to organize assemblies and conventions legally, as well as other rights such as performing marriage ceremonies or preaching in prisons. I know also the performing of the marriage ceremonies is one thing in Norway. And they go a little bit far in this letter, and I don't think it's completely true. I think it's a little bit of fear-mongering, but I don't know enough of the Czech Republic law. But I think this is a tactic of Watchtower to make it sound worse to the followers. But they say It could mean that kingdom halls, assembly halls, and other religious property in the Czech Republic would be confiscated and transferred to the state. I know Russia did that, but I don't know if the Czech Republic is able or legally entitled to do that. But they also fear that they lose their assembly halls, the kingdom halls, everything. So that's a little bit of a problem. But of course, the branch is currently taking steps to defend against the threat of deregistration and to maintain our legal status. We are asking each congregation to send written complaints of deregistration. Written complaints, where am I? To state representatives on this matter. It's like Russia. All the people are gonna send letters to the representatives. I don't know if that's gonna help, but please write to state to express your concern about the threat of deregistration and to emphasize the importance of religious freedom, the injustice of confiscating property. So random people are gonna write to the Czech government about how it is important to have religious freedom. I think every rank and file can put that in writing. I just want to live my life like I want, and I want religious freedom. No problem. I think they can manage that. But do you see the rank and file write on paper that the injustice of confiscating property that is illegal and you can't do it? You're not owning the Kingdom Hall as a group of people in that town. The Kingdom Hall, the congregation, the assembly hall is a property from the governing body, is a property from the branches, is a property from Warwick. So how are you as a person gonna say that it's injustice to take away your property? It's not your property as a rank and file. So, I don't know. So, express your concern to emphasize the Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Culture, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the State Division of Churches. Each representative should receive a polite letter. So it's important people to be polite. Contact details can be obtained from the elders. But we also like you to pray, because Jehovah is blessing us. But he's only blessing us if it's a positive outcome for the JWs. We also ask for special attention to be given to prayers. We deeply value the unity and support of all who serve faithfully and help defend freedom of worship. Let us not fear, do not be afraid, for there are more with us than with them. Famous Bible quote. So, and I put a link in the website and you can translate it with Google Translate. It's from a news site. It's the Czech Jehovah Witnesses fear deregistration. There were sent out letters, and the branch has learned about steps taken by the separate Department of Churches and Religious Societies that could lead to cancellation of registration of a legal entity. So then they put the letter from the congregations in it, and that the government has its reservations about blood and disfellowshipping. Good things, I think, to consider, because you don't have freedom of religion. There is no freedom of religion. So you're gonna write a letter to the churches and the ministry about that you want freedom for your religion. But in that religion you have no freedom. Because if I'm a Jehovah Witness in the Czech Republic and I think, someone is calling me. I think I want a blood transfusion for my 14-year-old boy, then I'm gonna be disfellowshipped and then I'm in trouble. If I'm not playing by the rules, I'm getting disfellowshipped or removed, or if I'm being disassociated or being disfellowshipped, I'll be shunned. So you want religious freedom, but in that religion you have no freedom. Do you still follow me? It's a it's a hard one to swallow, because if you want religious freedom, you can have and you can worship whatever you want, but in this religion you have no freedom. And that's exactly why the Czech government is going after them. So it's circular reasoning, and then it's a big thing. So also they just send out this link, and they want freedom of religion and everything else. So Norway, Denmark, Czech Republic are all gonna look into it. And as it seems now, Norway is a little bit of the blueprint for the European countries, because they are the most, they're already on it. They're already busy with it, and there are already court cases going. So Norway, I think, is the most prepared for this, because they have a very good understanding how Watchtower operates, and they are familiar with their practices, and they did their homework. Like the Australian Royal Commission, they know how to put Watchtower in place, and then they look through all the policies, who looks amazing, but in the end, the practice, not the preaching, but the practice is still hurtful, unhuman. They shun people, and that's why they disappear. The movies disappear about Sonja Eriksson, because they don't want Norway. They want to trick Norway into something. But the Czech Republic, I believe, they're also not fools, and they're not messing around. Those European countries are not a big fan of religion. Poland has, and I'm just gonna wing it here, so bear with me. I'm gonna search for it. I'm gonna wing it here, because I'm searching on the top of my head now. I'm searching for the annual report 2024. It's out, and I'm seeing the Czech Republic has 3% of growth, but there are not many Jehovah Witnesses in the Czech Republic. There are only, and I have to do it right, there are only 17,000 Jehovah Witnesses. They went from 17,066 to 17,296. So 200 publishers. If I do it right, the math, they have 66, now 96. Exactly 230 people, 230 people from 2023 to 2024. 230. But, so it's a 3% growth. But there were 310 people baptized. So 230, 17,066 plus 230 is 17,296, what they have now in 2024. So 230 people are now, that's the growth in 1 year. 230 people in the Czech Republic. But there were 310 people baptized. 310 minus 230 is 80 people. So 80 people must have been disfellowshipped, disassociated, or not longer be an average publisher. And we all know being a publisher is the most easy thing now, because you only have to check a box. So it's also not a good measurement tool anymore, the annual report, because you see more auxiliary pioneers, normal pioneers, average publishers. It goes up, because if you just tick a box now. So 310 people baptized, but only 230 people growth in 1 year. It's a country of 10 million people, and you only have 17,000 people who are Jehovah Witnesses. So they are gonna be busy in the Czech Republic the upcoming months. So 310 min 230 is 80 people of that left the organization. 310 people, 80 people, that's about 25%. If I do my math skills right, 4 times 80 is 320, it's 310, so it's about 24-25% of the people are leaving in the Czech Republic. And they say they have 3% growth. So it's difficult but it's just common sense. 230 people growth, 310 people baptized. So leaves 80 people leaving. It's about 25% what's leaving the organization in this year in the Czech Republic. So people, I think it's good news that also this government is looking into it. And I'm about freedom. I have to be honest. And I don't mind being a religious entity. If you're a Muslim, whatever, but you don't want to be a part of the world, but you still want to receive government money from a worldly government. So I'm not about taking people's possessions, like kingdom halls and confiscate other things. That's not my thing. I think you can't confiscate things that doesn't belong to you. But my point of view is, if they are looking into your organization based on the blood issue, and especially they say the minor with a minor child, and the disfellowshipping, disassociating, so the shunning policy, I give the Czech government a big salute, and I support that, because the thing that's bothering me is that they want to trick the government, like Norway, that they changed the whole policies and now everything is kumbaya. And we're sitting around the fire and with my father and I can talk to him and we can have good conversations. No, they just changed 2 words, disfellowshipping to removing. They removed videos about the shunning, but behind the scenes, the only thing that has changed is that you are allowed to say hello in a congregation to someone who's disfellowshipped or disassociated and is back in the kingdom hall. That's the only thing. Nothing is changed. Privately, there is no one who is speaking to his daughter again or whatever. There's no one who's inviting shunned people or this fellowship people, come and eat, and we're gonna hang out and we're gonna encourage each other or whatever. Nothing about that. So I'm very happy that someone is calling that bullshit out. That you all want to pretend as if you do no harm, but you're doing things harm. Also the blood issue, go for it. So guys, this is the news of today. The Czech Jehovah Witnesses fear deregistration. I put the link to the article in the website in the description. Let me know what you think of it. Comment, like this video, share this video with anyone who has to see it, and we see each other on the next episode. Thank you for watching.